Hello, everyone. What a crazy time we are living in with the Party Animals taking the first ever tour championship. Welcome, everyone, to the Banana Breakdown podcast, where we're going to break down everything that happened this weekend.
Yep, we're super excited that the Party Animals are Banana Ball Tour champions. It's a great day for all Party Animals fans. And yeah, I think we're going to call this the Party Breakdown podcast from here on out.
Yeah, so we were just at the first ever tour championship. We were there as media, got to interview some players, which we'll be getting out in the next little bit. And we were able to then be at the game for the first ever tour championship. Savannah was amazing. I mean, Grayson Stadium was so small, super cool to watch.
Yeah, it was a really that's what I love about the Banana Ball games that we've been to. The smaller the stadium, the smaller the venue, kind of the better feel, I feel like. And Grayson's a really small stadium. It's a historic stadium. Savannah is an amazing place. Like, it's a beautiful town. And now, we got to go to the historic stadium. But even though it's historic, it's really small. And so we got to have a cool tour of everything. And it was awesome.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments as we're going through this live stream. We'll bring some up of what your favorite moment was of this weekend. Had a ton of fun there. Should we talk about the top moment of the weekend right here?
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone's been wanting to talk about this, so let's do it. Something crazy happened in the 8th inning of the championship game, and we kind of want to talk about it. No one was,
Yeah, so let me pull this up here, and we will share our screen. Technical difficulties as we get this up. Cannot wait to see this.
I love technical difficulties personally.
Yeah, they're the best.
Yeah.
Ball and 2 strikes on that next. Oh no! What a play by that kid! Oh, it's Brandon! No way!
Who is
For the
that?
Banana Ball Breakdown podcast, that's why you bring your club to the Banana Ball game. Acuff grabs him.
Love Pico's call there.
One of the preeminent podcasters in Banana Land. Catches the second foul out to the fans in Banana Ball postseason history. And it's a perfect inning for Ponce.
Pico's call is just amazing.
Yeah.
When he recognizes that it's Brandon, just that great catch by that. Oh, it's Brandon. It's just perfect. It was such an incredible moment. I know we're getting some awesome chats in here. Or you guys were going crazy as well. I want to tell it from my perspective. Okay. So Brandon is talking all day about how he's going to catch a foul ball, and I'm like, yeah. Okay. We'll see. We're standing in, the place that most of the foul balls are, standing room only there, and Grayson, probably the best place to catch it. And throughout the whole game, he's talking about how he's going to catch a foul ball. And I'm not really paying attention at this point because I was not that I wasn't paying attention to the game. Excuse me. I was talking to Garrett Lambert,
Rhinestone.
Yeah.
Yep. Blue vest, blue cowboy hat. He's
Yeah.
the MC for the Texas Tailgater games.
Yeah, so we were chatting with him. So I'm talking to him, and I just hear the crack of the bat. And by the time it happened so fast that by the time I turned my head, the ball is already in Brandon's hands, and I'm like, in his mitt. And I'm like, what just happened? And everyone's going crazy. Brandon is sprinting to the field, and I'm like trying to chase him. But Brandon had told me, he was like, if I catch a foul ball, you need to watch my bag. So that's why I didn't run up there and no one could see me on the broadcast, was because I was in charge of Brandon's bag, so no one stole anything. So,
which I very much appreciate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was absolutely shocking. I was hoping for it, but the fact that it happened is still crazy to me. I'm going to show this again because I want you guys to see where Sammy is, because you can find him. He's just hiding in the back because he's in his blackout hoodie. So we'll play it again, and then you guys can see that there.
I can't find my.
So you see him right here behind me. I'm jumping. There's Sammy. There he is. Okay.
Garrett with his cowboy hat, and then there's me. Yeah.
Yeah, so Sammy was right there by me the whole time. Pump it up, excited to see it. So we just had a really good time there. It was phenomenal. And yeah, I didn't care which team it was for. Like Sam was saying, so I'm going to tell a background story. I'm standing there in that picnic area. So there's picnic tables to our left. There's the like the lawn chairs to the right. There's like a triangle area that's probably like 5 to 10 feet in front of us that no one was standing in. So I was like, cool. I can bolt forward and catch it if it's in front of me. And then behind us, we were standing on the edge of the sidewalk. So there's this like 3-foot path that goes for probably 20 or to 50 feet back that way.
That's where the porta potty truck parked. And if you saw our live stream pregame, that's the path there. Yeah.
So it was back that way. And so literally between each pitch, I'm waiting for the pitcher. Right before he pitches, I look over my shoulder to see, okay, there's a little kid walking. Don't run back there if the foul ball's hit. Okay, they're gone. Okay, this pitch I can go if I need to. Oh, there's a grandma walking. Okay, don't go back there. You can only stay here. So I was going back and forth between that every pitch, and I was getting a little frustrated by the 8th inning because there were 0 foul balls in our area. Like not by the picnic, not by the other chairs. There were none remotely in our area. And that's where in the interview I called out, but I was talking to Garrett Lambert, Rhinestone, as he came up, and I was like, I don't understand it. There haven't been a single foul ball. And I'm literally mid-sentence with him. And like Sammy said, crack of the bat, turn my head, it's coming. And immediate panic in my head. Because I'm thinking, I have been prepping for this. I have posted everywhere. I've wanted this. If I drop this ball right now, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. And so I'm just like hoping. And this is all happening within like 1 second. And I reach up and there's people right in front of me with their hands. And it literally like centimeters over their fingers. Catch it. And yeah, I was just like, I've got to get, like Zach Phillips, I got to get the attention of the broadcast. So I'm like excited, just jumping up, and then it all went from there. It was absolutely crazy.
It was a banana ball miracle. Yeah, it was crazy. I cannot believe that happened. Brandon was talking about it constantly, and I was just like, yeah, it might happen. I don't know. And I had a glove, but I put it away because I was like, I'm going to catch it barehanded if it comes to me. But Brandon caught it. He deserved it. He was prepared. I probably would have dropped that. So I'm happy for him.
No worries. Yeah, no, it was funny because Sammy had the glove and he like has it in his arm, like the crook of his arm right here while he's holding his soda. And after a couple innings, I was like, Sammy, do you want me just to put it back in the bag? But yeah, we were operating on like 2.5 hours of sleep on the plane ride. So if you watch the live stream, apologies for the sleep deprived us that were not making a lot of sense on there. But yeah, we're going to go into kind of some of the season as a whole. We're going to get to some of the comments in a second, talking about all of that. We really appreciate your guys' support here. But yeah, I want to show one last thing before we go more into the rest of the game and celebrate with the party animals. So I want to show this right here.
Okay, I need to defend myself really quick. Same as all. That was after the game. Okay, the game was over when I started watching that. Was I checking the score during the game? I was, but I didn't start watching the game until after, and then I started tweeting. Okay, just want to defend myself there.
Yeah, and we'll get to some of the other ones in a second, but I also have to do this one. So Eli, Brandon probably has the ball framed in his house. It's not framed yet, but it will be. We're gonna put it up somewhere. So I'll go here. It's right here.
Yeah, he wanted to get it signed after the game, but we didn't end up finding.
There we go.
Dalton Ponce afterwards. So,
yeah. So I want to show this on Instagram really quick. What we published before the game, and again, I was just kind of, hey, I'll throw it out there. Worst case scenario, it's a, hey, here's banana ball. If you catch a foul ball, it's an out, and kind of just do some of that. So I make this beforehand. We're here at Grayson Stadium, and my number one goal tonight is to catch a fan caught foul ball. Since the Bananas were eliminated, I can just try to catch any foul ball. So we'll try to get it out there, but this is a tour championship tonight between the party animals and the firefighters. We'll see who wins. We're here. My favorite part here is Banana Ball later writing, you called it, which is so cool that they were able to do that. But yeah, we have so many other stories with the players, with the cast. Everyone was so kind, and they kept coming up to us, and it was so much fun. So we've got a lot to talk about.
Should we just start at the beginning of our trip, or what? Or should we? I think we should address the elephant in the room. That everyone.
What elephant? This is exactly the same as a normal podcast. We're wearing the same things we always wear. We're acting in the same way we always do.
Eli's comment was, man, you guys
There's a lot of comments in here. Sammy's
really
trying to go back,
this.
and we can't even get back because there's so many there.
Here we go, Eli. Heel turn of the century.
No.
I guess the party animals are the heel to the bananas. So great heel turn.
I will say we were trying to seeing those chat comments come in when we started was exactly what we were hoping for. Yes,
Brandon looks good in pink and green and black. You know, it looks good.
Yeah, it was so much fun hanging out with those guys on the field, and it was such a fun moment. So I still don't know exactly where my fandom will lie after this, but I definitely.
No, you're a Bananas fan. You can't hop on the bandwagon. Us real party animals fans, and there's plenty of us here, a lot in the chat. We deserve that championship. You can't just hop on and. Okay, I guess you actually played a role in the championship, so no one else can say that. But you're a Bananas fan. Come on.
Yes, I think that there will be I think I will always be a main Bananas fan, but I like the party animals a lot more after that moment, and after talking to the party animals. That was so cool. We'll get into some of their comments, but just even before the game, Dalton Ponce, Chase Acuff, Sean Fluke, a bunch of the guys came up, and it was really cool to see. Yes.
Awesome.
Brazo Motorsports, love how I threw the hat off. Yeah, it was my favorite moment. So I get in there, I get on the field, and I'm in the middle of the circle. There's party animals all around me, and you can see on the broadcast, Garrett Delano is like reaching, trying to grab my hat, and he grabs it and chucks it. Like, get that Savannah Bananas crap out of here. It was so funny. So then by the time it comes around to my interview, I don't have a hat on because Garrett chucked it. And then as soon as the interview ends, they like ran up to me and handed back the hat, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was so funny. Because we're brothers-in-law. I don't know if people know that. So we're in the same family chat. Our wives are sisters, so that's how we're brothers-in-law. And they were like, "Did Brandon get his hat back?" Like concerned that it was funny.
Yeah, so I think we'll just go over some comments for a little bit. Carmen, wait, you're wearing party animals gear? I love it. Renee, just be a fan of the sport. I cheer for all the teams. That's kind of where I think I'm going to fall after this, where I will probably be main Bananas overall, but just excited for everyone. It was also fun. I mean, that's kind of where I landed. I was super sad that the Bananas didn't make it, but then it was like, I'm excited that the Firefighters have a chance to get there. So overall, I think that's where we are. But Sammy's main team will always be the Party Animals, and I think my main team will always be the Bananas. But for this time, I will celebrate with the Party Animals because I helped the game, and I still can't believe that even happened. So if you ever go to a Banana Ball game, bring your glove. There is no moment in sports as a fan like that if you're able to do it. So I would definitely recommend bringing it. It's worth the chance to bring it, especially if you're in a smaller stadium. So
seriously, it made it. That moment made it so that we could stay awake until until we got to the airport. We were so tired, but then just the rush of adrenaline there was just awesome. Literally, there is not another sport where you can have an impact on the game like that. There's ways to impact a game negatively as a fan if you like throw stuff on the field or something and your team gets a penalty or something like that. But recording an actual out, just hilarious. So great stuff.
Yeah. So a couple other questions. So Liz says, "Is this Brandon's jersey or is he borrowing from Sammy?" Actually, this is these two jerseys. It's from my sister and my brother-in-law. So they are also diehard Party Animals fans. They actually went for a couple years before I even knew about Banana Ball. And then I found out about that. And they're like, "Oh, yeah, we've already been to a couple games." And I'm like, "Why didn't you tell me?" But yeah, they let me borrow it tonight on a whim because I was like, I need to celebrate with the Party Animals fans tonight. But yeah, so there's a lot of cool comments in here talking about next year. So Mago says he might see firefighters tailgaters in Syracuse, New York. That would be awesome. I hope you can make it there. Kenyon, I need to see Clowns versus Coconuts in Duval. Any game I want to see. For me, my number one game next year is I got to go to a Coconuts game. That team looks so cool. The jerseys look fantastic. Coach Crocco and Shane Victorino, like that's going to be so cool to see. So that's kind of my number one. I don't know about you for next year.
I'm excited about the Clowns. That was so cool to bring a historic team back like that. If I could go to any game next season, we're going to try to go to some. But if I had my pick, I don't think I'm going to make it out there because just logistics stuff. But I would love to see the Clowns headline at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama. Just a historic team playing in a historic ballpark. That's going to be such a cool moment. So that's the thing that I'm the most excited about. That and the Party Animals playing at Boise State's stadium, football stadium, the blue turf. That's awesome too. So there's going to be a lot of awesome stuff. But let's talk about our trip and the championship game and the playoffs in general and all that stuff.
Do you want to start us off on the beginning from this trip?
Yeah, let's start at the airport.
Where all things start.
Yeah, we got to the airport in Phoenix, the Phoenix airport at around 8 o'clock. Well, no, around 9 o'clock on Friday night. Our flight left at 11 p.m. and we tried our best to sleep on the flight.
It did not work.
It was rough. It was so cold on the flight. I was trying to use my sweatshirt as a pillow and I couldn't because I had to wear it because it was so cold. Not really any sleep. And then we landed in Miami, had a layover there, and then landed in Savannah. And I slept a little bit better on the second flight.
Same here.
So we get there and are exhausted because we did not sleep at all that night.
And so that was about 8 o'clock Savannah time, which is 5 o'clock in the morning Arizona time. So we, for our internal body clocks, 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and now we're awake. We got to get ready to go. So we land and we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. And it's like 8 o'clock there, and we can't get into the ballpark until 1 o'clock to start interviewing the players. So we're like, we got to kill some time. And it's raining outside, so we don't want to – our initial plan was to maybe just go to the stadium, see if there's any food around there, but, like, just hang out there, maybe film some stuff. It was pouring rain, so Sammy had a genius idea that I will let him share.
We just loitered at a Chick-fil-A for about 3 hours.
Loitered is a strong word.
We actually ate 2 meals there because we were there for so long. We got we bought breakfast and then hung out there. We were getting stuff ready, prepped for the day, and I think I wrote an article. Yeah, I got an article out.
We both wrote an article for Bananas on SI. I saw the giant globe, like the next door place to Chick-fil-A, and so I ran over there, filmed a reel for that, which was pretty funny. But yeah, so we actually ate the 2 meals we ate in the breakfast time, and then it changed over to lunchtime. So it was pretty fun to see. You laughing at Celtics fan?
The water comment or what?
Where's that one?
It's up a little bit.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Water, really, Sammy?
Yeah. I've already had some soda today. I need to try to cut back. I think. I don't know.
This is crazy. We're like switching spots here. I need to go grab a soda right now.
I should be drinking a Mountain Dew because I'm so tired right now, but trying to do what's best for my body, I think.
Well, a couple of quick comments here. Shoe44, hoping to see the Coconuts twice, Scranton and Wilmington. I hope you can. That team looks really, really fun to watch. Mago, wow, it must be so hard with the different time zones. Yeah, it was pretty rough overall, and we'll get into the rest of how it happened. But at the same time, it almost felt like we didn't change time. Like it was so fast, our bodies didn't really get used to it. So we were like,
because we didn't sleep, it always felt like it was Pacific time. I feel like, or it kind of felt like time didn't exist for 2 days. It felt like
seriously. It felt like it was the same day.
It was the same day, but also it felt like a week at the same time. It was weird.
I want to call this one out because we actually had something cool here. So Cariel Sol, I'm calling this now. Clark Gilmore is going to be the new all-star pitcher for the Coconuts. So Clark Gilmore is a pitcher. He is not in Banana Ball currently, but he's been posting stuff recently that he wanted to be in Banana Ball. If you haven't seen his videos, go check him out. He has like a really cool behind the back pitch where in his windup, he throws it behind the back for a perfect strike and then follows through like a normal pitch to try to throw people off. He told us there, he had his tryout on Sunday, the day after the Tour Championship. So we got to talk to him. That was super cool. And I agree. I hope he makes it next year.
I don't know if you guys noticed that he did one of the promos of that. Yeah. Him and his friend did the what's it called? They're running.
Is the pool floaty?
Yeah, the
floaty one.
Put the what is that called? It's the circle thing that you put up. What is that?
A tube, inner tube.
Yeah, that. They put it over them and they're running around and they jumped in the pool at the end. So yeah, that was him. But yeah, I think he's going to be awesome too. Great guy.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited for him. The Thomas, in my opinion, the best thing that could have happened to Banana Ball was the Savannah Bananas not being in the finale. The Bananas cannot carry the league. Yes, as much as I wish they were there as a Bananas fan, it would have been a really fun game to watch Bananas Party Animals. It was the best thing. It was worse for today's viewership. Like the viewership was lower. I think the buzz around the community was lower, but the buzz that was there was Party Animals take it in the league. And so everyone's thinking, well, don't the Savannah Bananas script every game? So I 100% agree with you. This is the best thing for Banana Ball. And also congratulations to the Party Animals. Like they had an incredible season. They've had an incredible run ever since they started, and they definitely deserve it. So. Okay. Eli calling this now. Brandon and Sammy will pitch for the Bananas and Party Animals next year. And the other part is a rage bait for Sammy. And Utah will beat BYU this Saturday.
We're going to try to prevent any rants until the end of the live stream. Okay, we've got Banana Ball to talk about right now. That would be crazy if we pitched. It would not go well at all. I
think the absolute most we could do is a mediocre first pitch because some of the celebrities can't get it over the plate. So if we didn't get over the plate, we'd be fine. But there's no way that we could pull off any sort of thing like this. The talent that they do is incredible.
I threw the ball back to a player while they were doing batting practice. I can't remember who it was, but we were on the sideline and interviewing some people, and they were doing batting practice, and a ball came over, and I threw the ball back. And right before I threw it, in my head, I was like, don't embarrass yourself. Don't just try to get this to him. Don't embarrass. And it was a decent throw. But yeah, I would be so nervous to throw out the first pitch because I would just embarrass myself. I played lacrosse growing up, okay? So I didn't use my arm. I used a lacrosse stick for all throwing and catching. So that's my excuse.
Yeah, I did play Little League all the way up until right before junior high. Had a fun time with that. I love baseball. Not very good, but yeah, doing a first pitch would be incredible. But yeah, I would most likely throw a ball, but we'll see. Jumping into another one. We're going to jump into some other comments, but for anyone who's watching this right now who doesn't know who we are the Banana Breakdown Podcast. We do weekly podcast episodes where during the season we were breaking down all the games, and we had some interviews with players and cast of Banana Ball. And now that the season's over, we're going to be doing an interview every single week with an occasional us breaking down some of the stuff that's going on. We do those as live streams here on this channel, so be sure to be subscribed. You can also listen on Spotify or Apple Podcast where you look for your normal podcast. We're so excited to have you here. We love Banana Ball and get to talk about it on a weekly basis with you guys. And we really appreciate all of you being in the chat. It's so fun in these live streams to get to talk to each and every one of you. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, live streams are probably my favorite thing about this. It just feels like we get to know people because of the comments and everything. So that's a lot of fun. And sometimes I feel like you guys remember things that I said more than I do. Especially right now, how tired I am, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. So that live streams, it's not edited, and you just get to hear whatever the heck I say. So,
so jumping into some more comments, Ashley, The Party Animals beat up on the Bananas all season before they played the Texas Tailgaters the rest of the season. So they were number one in my heart, regardless of this flawed standings. I definitely agree. It'd be hard to tell where the rest of the season would have been if they had done the Firefighters playing the Party Animals more and some of those, but most likely the Party Animals would have taken it on top. So at least the Bananas were number one seed right before they were kicked out of the playoffs. So at least I have that as a Bananas fan.
Yeah, I guess.
Renee Thomas, as a 3-year-old Banana fan, and
a 3-year Banana.
3-year
I don't
long.
think
Yeah,
she's 3 years old.
I don't know why I said old. I totally read that wrong. I knew it was as a 3-year Banana fan. I just said old at the end of it. I don't know why. As being a fan of Banana Ball for 3 years and K Club for 2 years, it's been a treat to witness your Banana Ball fan journey. Thank you so much. It's been amazing to be able to share it with all of you, and we're just getting started. This is our first full season watching Banana Ball, and so we're really excited for the off season to see where it all goes. Eli with an inside joke for those not aware, and y'all are secret agents. Maybe not the Firefighters, but with another team that I'm figuring out. Yeah, so you guys thought it was the Firefighters all year long, but I caught a foul ball against the Firefighters.
Yeah,
so, I mean, I don't know.
Or was it Brandon going into deep cover because our cover was starting to be blown, so we had to do something drastic.
All I will say is that now with the 4 teams, the only one I haven't worn is a Firefighters jersey. So
is that true? Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, it is true.
Now that this is literally day one of wearing a Party Animals jersey. So
I want the record to show that if the Bananas would have won the championship, I would not be wearing a Bananas shirt right now.
What if you caught a foul ball to help the Bananas win?
No, I wouldn't have done that, and I would not be wearing it.
What would it take for you to wear yellow? Because I know Reese Alexiades tweeted a while back, like when you congratulated him on a home run, and he's like, "Yeah, I got to hit a couple good ones, and then maybe we'll get you over to yellow." Is there anything that will tempt you over to the Banana side, even for one day?
I'd have to think about that for a while. I don't know.
Okay, we'll try to figure something out, guys. We'll see. Caria Sol, Rack mentioned in his vlog the Bananas will probably split into different teams next year. Crushing it, but would give more opportunities to see our faves. Yeah, I watched his vlog this morning, and he does mention that. He like straight up said, like, most likely this is our last time playing together. We'll see where things go. So as of right now, they have not announced anything about the team splitting up or any of that. So the Coach Rack stuff is the best that we've got at the moment.
We've heard some rumors, but nothing that we know for sure. Like that. And what we've heard, it's funny. We've talked to a lot of players, and Jesse keeps stuff really
so close to the vest.
Yeah, like people don't know about this stuff. So like we've talked to a lot of players about like what they think is going to happen next year, and they don't really totally know. And I don't remember who I asked about the equalizer point.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I can't remember.
We need to watch those videos because we talked about it. But forgive me.
He was one of the Party Animals.
Yeah, he was it. I think it may have been Drew Gillespie.
It was Drew. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't remember though, so I don't want to put words in his mouth. But someone that I was talking to, I was like, "When did you find out about the equalizer point, and like how did that change in preparation?" And he was like, "We found out like a day or two before." Like I was expecting like them to have known that, okay, in the playoffs we're going to introduce this rule, and so like just so you're aware. And he was like, we found out like a few days, like not even a few days, like it was like 2 days max, I think is. Yeah, so just people just don't know like all that stuff, and so we've heard some rumors and stuff, but I think it's all speculation. Yeah. And no one really knows what's going on. And everyone just kind of finds out at the same time.
Yeah, so all we know for sure right now is what Coach Rack said, whatever we're going to take from that. And then the other thing is what we've seen in the past. So Ashley says older players move to newer teams to help the rookies. It's nothing new. Yeah, I'm actually excited for that because that's happened every year with the new teams, but we've never experienced that as fans. So it'll be fun to kind of see some of that. But you've got like Dalton Cornett and Joe Lytle coming from the Party Animals over to the Firefighters. You had Christian Dearman and Noah Bridges coming from the Bananas to the Firefighters. And then from the Texas Tailgaters, you had Indy Stanley, who was a visitor and then party animal, over to the Tailgaters. Jordan Hussein from the Party Animals to the Tailgaters. Was that it? That might have been it, because they had a lot of the Tailgaters had a lot of really good talent coming out of the gate. So that was pretty cool to see. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Just from a pure like naming convention, this is pure banana breakdown speculation. We haven't heard anything. I would love to see Ashby Vining from the Visitors and Andy Archer from the Bananas on the Coconuts, because Andy Archer played baseball in Hawaii. So I think that would be perfect. As much as I would like him to stay on the Bananas, I think he could be a good leader for them. And then Ashby Vining from the Visitors, like in his Visitors thing, he was like taking pictures with the surfboard and all that stuff. So like, I think they would be perfect, and it's going to be fun to kind of speculate some of that over the next little bit, but we'll see where all that goes. Liz, I can't wait for some downtime where you can watch the historic 9-game win streak to end the 2023 season. Yeah, thank you, Liz. So
that was awesome.
I would love to watch all of that. The only part that I saw is I watched Banana Land season 2. So I saw like the highlight reel, but that was when I didn't know like anything about Banana Ball. So I'm going to have to go back and watch that. And maybe we should watch all 9 games. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Should we do like a reaction video? I don't know. Do people like that stuff? I don't know if people watch on YouTube these days.
Can you imagine a 9? So that'd be like 18-hour live stream.
I don't know if it needs to. I don't know how people do reaction videos.
Okay, let us know in the comments if you think that would be funny to watch.
Oh yeah.
Liz says yes.
Okay.
Okay, we don't know for sure if we can pull it off, but we'll look into it, because that would be pretty cool, or at least to break down them.
Yeah, that probably makes.
Because that's the one that sounds like it was the most historic thing of the time, because 2023 Party Animals took it, and then seemed like 2024 it didn't end as much of a cliffhanger from what I've heard, and I think the Bananas took it overall potentially. But are you gonna react to it?
Eli, I'm not a betting man. Oh goodness, in order for me to accept that, you're gonna have to do something, and I don't know what it is. Like if BYU wins, so that's I can't just accept that blindly. I'm terrified for that game, guys. Okay, we don't need it. It's not BYU football breakdown right now, and literally no one cares about it.
We have a video. Brandon. We have a video we need to show of Sammy watching it in the airport. It was pretty hilarious. Shoe 44. Yes, thank you. Matt Wolf to the Firefighters. He was on the Bananas, went to the Firefighters. Appreciate that. And then Matt Wolf's been on the Firefighters 2 years. Do you mean the Clowns? So yeah, he was on the Firefighters last year and then this year. And yeah, Shoe 44. Are you saying that you think he should go to the Clowns? Because there's an interesting case there, because it was talked about in Jesse Cole's book that Matt Wolf was with him when they went to one of their games, and they were outside of the Negro League Museum, and they got a tour. And he talks about in there how Matt Wolf like realized that this was like a really cool thing with Banana Ball, of like, okay, I'm actually doing something that like has meaning and purpose, because he saw what the Negro League team had done in the past. So I could totally see him joining the Clowns next year, but he's also an active duty firefighter. So it's like, if I had to choose between the two, I would guess he's staying on the Firefighters, but I could see it happening. He would be a perfect fit for either of those. Let's see. I think there was a couple other comments.
We missed a ton of comments. You guys are the best.
Yes, thank you so much.
Sorry that if we don't get to people.
Taj Porter, thank you. Also, Mom of 777, congratulations to Garrett Delano winning MVP of the playoffs. That was incredible to watch. And also, he stole my hat, which was pretty funny. So, but yeah, it's gonna be so fun watching the postseason. So we will be breaking it all down for you guys. And if there's ever anything that you see news-wise or anything, like feel free to throw us a DM on Instagram. We're happy to talk about it, and then we can try to bring up as much live as we can on these. But yes, thank you guys so much. It's been an incredible year that we couldn't have done without you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so many comments. You guys are the best. Let's see. Should we talk about Sorry.
No, good.
No,
we
no.
got all the way up to Chick-fil-A and then arriving at Grayson
Well, I
Stadium.
think I don't think people want to talk about the game. I think they want to hear what we had at Chick-fil-A, right?
I think that's what they're here for. This
Yeah.
is the Chick-fil-A breakdown of all things. So
We got to the stadium at around noon. We filmed some stuff. That was what ended up being a legendary reel that was filmed where I threw. It was great videography by me, and a great throw by me. I threw the ball to Brandon.
One take.
It was
stunning.
amazing. Yeah. And so it proved to be a prophetic Instagram reel where Brandon said he was going to catch a foul ball. We filmed that. Got into the stadium around 1. We got to give a huge shout out. I don't know if he's watching right now. To Brendan Norton.
Yes.
So we met him in Frisco. He is a student at in Savannah at SCAD. I forget what that stands for. Savannah College of Art and Design, I think.
Nice.
And he, so we met him in Frisco. He reached out to us because he was going to be at that game, and he is doing his big school project this year is about the Tailgaters debut season. And he had this really long interview with Sunshine Looters. He was kind of like the main character of his documentary that he was making. And so we met him in Frisco. That's why he was there. He was filming some content, and we asked him to be basically our cameraman for this trip. And since he lived in Savannah, it was perfect. So he met us at the stadium, and we got to go in with him, and he kind of just followed us around with the camera, and he helped us, film the interviews and everything. And he's such a great guy. I just want to give him a huge shout out, and you guys should all follow him too, because we're going to collaborate with him with different videos that he made and everything on Instagram. So you'll see some of his stuff. But he's gonna make I'm just sure that his documentary is gonna be great about the Tailgaters. So I just want to give him a huge shout out. We really can't thank him enough for that. He took a huge amount of time out of his Saturday to help us with that. So yeah,
so you're gonna see a lot of the videos that he took here soon, and it was really nice because one of the biggest things we felt we missed in Texas when we went to that game was we were filming these interviews with the players. But the players would come up to us and we would have these great conversations, and then we would turn the camera on, hand them a microphone, and then it, like, for Sammy and I, we kind of like froze up a little bit as like, okay, this is an official interview now. And then like the conversation was a lot more stiff than it was before. And so Brendan was there and we're having these natural conversations and he's just capturing it all. So thank you so much, Brendan, for being there. We can't wait for you guys to see all of those videos that are going to come out on this channel. So be sure to subscribe to see those. For those wanting to follow Brendan and his work on Instagram, it's bnort04. So let me throw that in here. And it's super exciting. So his documentary, he's going to put it out there. He's going to do some incredible things in banana ball and in the sports world for sure. But Brendan, thank you so much. Can't say enough about that. So Brendan was able to be there up until a couple hours before the game. So we have some awesome footage there. In that, Jesse Cole came up and talked to us, which was really, really cool. Thanking us for what we did and just being a genuine nice guy with the conversation. And then he brought Jared Orrin, the president, over, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then while that was happening, Chief pooped on the turf.
Jesse's reaction.
The firefighter dog. That was very funny. Yeah, he's a dog. So when you go, you got to go. So,
yeah, so we had that one.
Very funny.
And then one of my favorites, like there were so many good ones, but one of my favorites was pretty early on while we were there. Dalton Ponce, the pitcher who we actually helped out, which is pretty cool. Chase Acuff and Sean Fluke from the Party Animals came up and were talking to us, and it was actually pretty funny. They were kind of harassing Sammy a little bit, which was kind of hilarious.
Well, yeah, because I was wearing the firefighter stuff, and that
in the reaction
reaction video that got way more views than I was expecting. So they were saying like, why was I wearing that? And yeah, and I had to reassure them that I was rooting for them tonight. I just wanted the Bananas to lose. Okay, I'm a hater like that.
But yeah, it was just a really fun conversation with them, and same thing with a couple of the other players. It was such a good time, and again, we were so grateful that Brendan was able to capture some of that. We're hoping the audio will be good because there was a lot of music playing like they always do in all of the practices and rehearsals. So we'll see how some of that turns out. But just shout out to all the players that came up and talked to us. It was so much fun getting to interact with you guys. And we hope that we were able to capture some of that to show you guys some of what that experience is like, because they're just such good guys.
Yeah, and it was really awesome. Great experience, and we got a lot of interviews, so we'll throw those up there too. Eventually, when we're finally going to have some time to breathe here, so we should be able to get some stuff up.
Yeah. Also quick shout out to McKay, and I think it was Natalie on the Banana Ball team, who were helping us with the interviews, grabbing players to bring them to us so that we could
media relations
do the interviews. So thank you to them for your help, and thank you, Sam Bauman, for helping get us the media passes. Absolutely incredible. And that was also one of the fun parts of the trip, was just interacting with the background cast and the workers. It was Chad, I think it's Chad Reese, who's in charge of the broadcast, just came up to us and
Chad, if you're watching this,
comment.
Yeah, comment. It's yeah.
But he said he was a longtime viewer of the podcast, and he actually took us on a tour of Grayson Stadium, which was awesome. And again, kudos to Brendan for being there. We were able to capture the tour that they took us on, and it included going up to the press box with Biko and Josh. And I will say that was one of the most sketchy things of my life. Going to climb up there, and it's just like it's a freestanding. It kind of, the engineering kind of freaks me out a little bit, like walking up there.
Yeah, you gotta climb these steep stairs, and then it's just like a bridge almost over the stands and go into the press box. But that was awesome. Got to chat with Biko and Josh there in the press box. It's a really small one, but it's a perfect view. Like you're literally right up there.
Liz, I'm so jealous you guys got to go to the press box. That's hallowed ground. Yeah,
seriously,
it was crazy. Like, we were able to see the poster board behind them with all the stuff that's in every stream, and it was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, perfect view of the stadium. You're right above home plate. You can see everything, and it's awesome.
It's super crazy. And there's a couple comments in here. Thank you guys again for that. Ari, haha, you're both in party animals tonight. Yes, shouting out the party animals. Great game that they had. Anne Marie, hey party people. Hey, glad to have you here. And then the Thomas. Have you guys had Vincent Chapman on yet? Most entertaining up. So we haven't had him on for a full interview yet, but we actually were filming a preview live from Grayson Stadium, and he actually hopped on.
There.
So there. Thank you. Yeah, so he hopped on for like 2 to 3 minutes. We were just doing a quick one because we were on such low sleep, and the porta potty truck came and stunk up the whole place, so we had to end it and move. But he was super nice, came over there, and yeah, we're hoping to have him on for a full breakdown sometime. But
yeah, that's going to be the fun part of this off season, is we're just going to try to get as many interviews as possible each week, and just get as many players as we can, and cast members and all that stuff, and see what happens there. But that's going to be a lot of fun. So
follow us on Instagram at Banana Breakdown Podcast. That's the best place to see the schedule. We're still working out when we're going to do those, but as of right now, our initial thought is to try to do them as live streams if possible, so that we can hang out with all of you, be able to chat with you in the comments. And the next one, we're trying to do one next Wednesday. So we're gonna shoot for that at the start. Do some Wednesdays at 8:30 Eastern time, and try to get some fun guests on the podcast. So we'll keep breaking it down throughout the off season, and then hopefully at some point we'll just do an episode with just Sammy and I, where we'll kind of recap the year as a whole, our first year of being fans. Probably another one to look forward into 2026, as well as Jesse, if there's some crazy news he's going to drop in the off season, we'll be on it and we'll make sure to talk about it with you guys. So we're really excited for that.
At some point, the rosters will come out, and we'll probably have an episode just breaking down the rosters and stuff like that.
That'd be a good one. I can't wait for that one.
And then we should probably have one, just thinking out loud here. Well, all of you guys get to see the behind the scenes in this meeting right now. Probably have one of like previewing the season and like what our guess for the standings and records and all that stuff. That's probably something people would watch. I don't know. You guys tell us. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's going to be super fun. I can't wait. As Sammy said, we're excited to have a little bit of like the off season where for us we'll be able to still do these weekly things, but there's not as much prep with watching the game and preparing videos for the live stream. So we're excited for the off season, but man, that selection show made me so excited for next year. It's going to be a really fun time next year breaking down those games.
Yeah, just looking at that schedule with all of those places and all the teams and everything, it's just going to be an awesome season. Really excited.
Yeah, for sure. They're playing in a bunch of cool places, and the two new teams are absolutely blowing people away. We actually saw a couple people in Coconuts jerseys at the stadium, which was pretty funny. And also, shout out to Coach Crocco, who's going to be he was the coach for the visitors this year, and he's going to be the Coconuts coach. He was behind us, probably about 30 feet away from us, signing autographs for probably an hour to an hour and a half of the game in the same spot. And just that is what makes Banana Ball special, is they get these fans first individuals where it's the championship. He wants to be watching the game, but he's being there with the fans, fan after fan after fan, signing autographs, talking to them. And that he just created tons and tons of Coconuts fans who are going to be diehard fans, and they're going to be rooting for him next year. So I just love what they're doing there. And then also like the hooligans were around everywhere. Every single cast member was there, which was pretty fun to see them just walking around Grayson Stadium all at the same time.
Yeah, there was a really funny part. I don't know if you guys saw it on the stream, where it was, because this was the Party Animals home game, right? So the Party Animals cast was doing everything, but all of the cast was there, and it was like maybe the sixth or seventh inning, where the Bananas all of a sudden showed up wearing
that was so good
party animal stuff, and then one of them was wearing a Dalmatian thing. So like,
one of them was wearing, it was the Cheese was wearing Dalmatian, and Fluffman was wearing the Calendar Crew.
Oh, that's right.
So
they
were together.
Yeah. So there was some Bananas that were doing firefighters casts, and then some were party animals. But yeah, it was just really funny. Yeah.
Liz, it was in the sixth or the seventh inning, I think, something like that.
I don't know what that is. What is
I don't fully understand it either, but especially Ty Jackson, that's like all he does now. And so it's pretty funny.
What?
Someone explain what that actually means.
What?
But I've seen it everywhere, and so it's just pretty funny. Yes, again, I don't know what it means, but it was funny because we were actually playing pickleball the other night, and like I was announcing the score, and I was like, okay, 6-7, and I go to serve, and the guy next to me just starts busting up laughing. So it's pretty funny. Okay, I guess maybe we shouldn't bring up 6-7. Means nothing. Nothing. Just a saying. It means nothing.
That really does not answer my question at all. I am more confused. I've heard about it, and I've seen people. I don't know where it comes from. It's just all of a sudden showed up, and
that would be awesome, Eli. Yeah, Ty Jackson should say it. Yeah. So sorry, guys.
No, I just feel like I'm so out of touch.
It's like saying
with some of this stuff.
Well, the problem is that some of it comes and goes so fast, but this one feels like it's going to be like a big one that's going to stay for a long time. Actually, it started on TikTok and died out. Then it came back over the summer. There is no meaning to it. Celtics fan said that LaMelo Ball said it during an interview or something, and then it took off from there. So.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll get back into. I was gonna say let's get back into Banana Ball, but Eli's trying to rage bait Sammy again with BYU stuff. So so pretty cool to see. I'm excited for next year. Someone in the tons of comments said that they're hoping that the cast gets finalized before the cruise, which I think makes perfect sense because it would allow them to, whoever's on whatever teams, whether it's visitors coming in, whether it's a couple players moving, like they'll have on the new jerseys and can start to build the fandoms, because the Crew should be like really close to the beginning of the season. So that'd be pretty cool. And then, yeah, there's a couple really good ones here. Anne Marie, I will cry if they touch the Party Animals roster.
I
think that there's a lot of people that feel that way, but at the same time, if they don't, I think that the Party Animals will go on like a 10-year streak, because these guys are phenomenal. But
I tend to agree. The only reason why the Party Animals would not win next year is because they get their roster gets messed with.
I we'll see what happens with all of that. I'm sorry, I wanted to do one more up here. No, you're good.
Messing with stuff.
No, you're totally fine. Ari said, did we ever find out what head versus primetime coach is? Yeah, so we don't have the full details, but what we know is that the head coach, so Coach Crocco for the Coconuts and Coach Fox for the Clowns, is the main coach. They're the ones making all the calls. And primetime coach, Shane Victorino for the Coconuts and Ryan Howard for the Indianapolis Clowns, all they said was they're going to be the coach for the big games. So that could be determined a lot of ways, but the guess at this point is at least for 2 to 3 games, they'll probably be the main coach, with Coach Crocco and Coach Fox being the assistant coach still there. But I don't know. It could be a few more than that. So we'll see and get more details, but that's what we know at this time.
Probably just like the most famous stadiums.
Anne Marie, they should know it by the cruise because it's only a few weeks before the start. Yes, I agree. Celtics fan, if they touch Skull, I protest. Yes, I think that there absolutely have to be a few players that do not move, and Jake Skull is one of them. Like he should be a Party Animal forever and should not be touched for sure. Let's see. Liz, I feel safe about keeping our Party Animal starters and a few pitchers, but other than that, who knows?
Yeah.
Agreed. Garrett Delano, he there's no way with the 777 and just him being the MVP of the playoffs, like I would guess that he's staying. Anyone else that you feel confident on the Party
Dustin
Animals?
Baber staying.
Yes.
Well, I agree. I feel like you got to keep the starters of each of the teams, and then just they're just at this point they're just so ingrained in. Like they're just perfect. Like
Yes,
they're just perfect for the Party Animals vibe and everything. And so you can't. I don't know. We'll see though. You've got to fill out a roster, but there's a lot of people that are trying out, and there's a lot of like Banana Ball's growing, and so there's a lot of players. Like there's gonna be a lot of players that try out and that are good, that have been practicing specifically for Banana Ball, that have decided that right after college they're going to go play Banana Ball instead of trying to go into indie ball or minors or whatever. So there's a lot to choose from. So maybe that makes a difference. Who knows how many new players are going to show up. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard. And it's also, I think Party Animals in particular is going to be one of the hardest ones to touch, in my opinion. If you move someone from a Firefighters or Tailgaters, their brand isn't as ingrained yet. But like Party Animals, like a lot of these, like for the guys that like grew it from the start, where they were just the opposing team. They didn't have a lot of help from the media team because everything was just growing, and then they really started to take off, and then everything started growing from there. But like they kept getting booed at the games because they were just the antagonists, the Bananas, and they just grew everything from the get-go. So I think that for those core players, like I really, really hope that they can stay.
Yeah,
but
you got to keep them.
Where it's just who knows at this point. We'll kind of just see. Ashley's guess is that the OG Party Animals are going to stay. I would sure hope so, because I do think that they could move a few people around, but like especially after like winning the championship, you kind of want to keep some of them there.
Good question. Who will be the first player to win a championship on more than one team? Oh, that's an interesting question there, Russ.
Because now all 25 of these people have a championship, so we'll kind of see from there.
All right. Well, where do we want to get? We should probably talk about the game itself.
Let's do it.
We already talked about the tour before, and so then we just kind of hung out. What?
Yeah. So like quick recap of the playoffs. Bananas go down game 1, then they win game 2 against the Firefighters, and then the Dalton Cornett hits that crazy walk-off in showdowns, cements the Firefighters there. Party Animals win in 2 games. They completely sweep the Tailgaters. Tailgaters were close that game 2.
Game 2 went to showdowns.
Went to showdowns, almost had it. Party Animals move on. So now we are Party Animals and Firefighters.
And got to shout out the Tailgaters for winning the first ever equalizer point in that second game.
Yes, which is super cool. And again, that one will probably go down in history as a really, really cool ending to the game where they were able to pull off those 2 runs in the 8th inning. But yeah, so pretty cool to see how all that happened. And Garrett Delano and Brett Helton both threw 8 innings in the 2 playoff games to lead them to the Tour Championship. And then Delano started again in this game, which we'll talk more about, but led to him being the MVP of the playoffs.
He was locked in. It was just an incredible performance by him. His pitching was just outstanding.
Yeah, you could see like, so some of the stuff that wasn't on camera, like you could see him, like we saw him like walking in on the side, and just like he was dialed and locked in the whole time, like ready to go. And yeah, just super cool to see the performance he was able to pull off in keeping the Party Animal, or keeping the Firefighters to no runs. They ended up getting the one run, but then because the Party Animals were able to score a point or score a run, it ended up being no points, which was really, really cool for them to see. But yeah, Garrett Delano was locked in, and he definitely deserves the MVP after that performance.
Yeah, I was very, very impressed. Very impressed with that. And then the Firefighters, their pitching was a little rough. They couldn't quite adjust to the strike zone that was being called in that game, and there were quite a few, a lot of ball four sprints, which led to the majority of the points. I think 3 of the 4
innings.
Yeah, three innings that so 3 points that the Party Animals scored were ball four sprints that led to that run, and then there was an error that led to the 4th in the bottom of the 8th. So just the Party Animals were just so dialed in, and they came to play, and the Firefighters, they had an amazing run, and their pitching was amazing against the Bananas, but it just didn't quite their pitchers were just not landing in this one. So
yeah, and it's tough to say for sure what it was on the pitcher side or the umpire side. I mean, talking about it here, Liz called it out. So when Vince joined our pregame live stream, so he was talking about how he was going to be the third base umpire because he's the dancing ump. He dances behind during the pitches, and so they want to make sure that in the playoffs and the Tour Championship, it's an umpire that is just dialed in and locked in on the strike zone. And Vince, before the game, said that he thinks that he has a better strike zone than the umpire.
I think he was totally joking at that point, but it was kind of, Liz, you're right. It ended up being kind of interesting because that strike zone was a little iffy, and the firefighters couldn't quite adjust to it. None of the pitchers really could. So.
Yeah, the Thomas, I was very surprised to see he was not behind the plate. Yeah, they've been putting him at third base a lot, and he's been doing a bunch of his antics there. But I think it makes sense in a game like this where you want to make sure that like the balls and strikes called really, really, really matter. And so I think it's a good thing to have happen. But yeah, it's one of those things where this was another showing of momentum. Momentum is huge in banana ball. It's one of those things that I think over the next couple of years will dial in even more of like the home versus away and how that affects momentum, where a home team gets a walk-off. They get this burst of excitement and energy, but then they go straight out to the field, where the away team can get 5, 6, 7 runs in the same inning. And then it allows them to have this like feeling of, we are crushing it right now. We're doing so good, even though they only get the 1 point. So that's where it like can also feel bad, where you're like, we scored all these points, we only get 1, but the Party Animals seem to use that to their advantage when they're playing these games. But it seemed like a case of that, where the Firefighters pitchers got a little bit behind, and from there, then it just kind of snowballed into this momentum where the Party Animals were just able to take it. And I will say, something I want to give kudos to is the Party Animals batters. Like one in particular, we saw Jake Skoll when it was a 3-0 count or a 3-1 count. He wasn't even in his stance. He knew he was like, I'm just going to let this go. If it's a strike, it's a strike. And I think it's going to be a ball four sprint. And like, it was really cool to see the party animals adjust to that, where they were like, hey, the strike zone is not in the favor of the pitchers right now. So we're just going to like wait it out a little bit more. And you could see that as a strategy on the party animal side, because they were laying off a lot of pitches and it worked out well for them. And they got a ton of ball four sprints. So kudos to the party animals.
Yeah, they
for
weren't
that.
chasing anything.
Yeah, Ari says they know how to play the games. Jake School is a crazy man when it comes to hit the homers. Last weekend were crazy. Yeah, that's one of my biggest downsides, is that he got the 2 home runs in the playoffs, and then he didn't get really any opportunities here. I know I can't remember all of the at bats. It was such a rush, and I was so focused on foul balls I wasn't paying attention to everything. But I do remember the one time that he was so locked in and got that ball four sprint, which really helped him, which was pretty cool. Drake said it best on the pod. Party animals is about the game first and the entertainment second. Something like that. LOL. Yeah, you could see for sure. And I think Sammy can weigh in on this a little bit more as the resident party animals fan here, but I think that they do a good job of balancing it. And they have the people like Jake Lialios, Blake Benson, and some of the other players who are good baseball players as well, but they lean super heavy on the entertainment side that help kind of carry that balance for the team. And I think that's really cool to see.
Yeah, definitely. But I agree with Drake and with Ashley that the party animals, they want to win. That's their number one priority at all times, is to win. And I love that about the team. I love that energy, and that like we're better than you. Like, not in like obviously they have good relationships with everyone, but like to be an elite athlete like these guys are, you kind of have to have that mindset of just like, I don't care what happens. I know that I'm better. And that's what you feel like whenever like Jake Skoll is batting. When Drew Gillespie gets up there, he knows that he's going to take care of business, and they just have so much confidence. And so, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, another quick moment outside of the game. This was in the pregame. I just remembered it when you were talking about that. Is one of my other favorite moments was we were interviewing some players, and out of nowhere, Drew Gillespie just runs over, and we had him on an interview when we were in Texas, and he just like ran over, reached out his hand, grabbed the mic, and just stood in front of the camera.
I didn't even know he was there, and all of a sudden he comes running at me and like gives me a high five and a quick like hug, one of those, and then grabs the mic, and all of a sudden we were interviewing him. It was like, what the heck?
It was awesome.
It was really funny.
And so he just, and that was like part of it, whereas like it seemed like he wanted to come over for an interview, but he also wanted to stay locked in. So it was like, came over really fast, did the interview, and then he went back to preparing. And it was like, that is the perfect way to do all those things. And same thing with Drew. Later, we were watching as some of them the fans were coming in, and Drew Gillespie had this really, really cool interaction with a little kid that we were watching, and just gets down on their level, like being really, really like focused on the kid. And then he gets up and goes on the field and goes ready to play. And I love how they're able to switch from that of like, I'm going to be fans first, and I'm going to be focused on you for this couple minutes, this couple seconds, whatever, how much time I have. And then I'm going to get back on the field and I'm going to dial in. And so it's really cool to see a ton of the players doing that. That's one of my favorite things about the in-person games, is watching those interactions.
Yeah, definitely. Are we going to do some more comments or get to
go? If you got something, go for it.
I guess what's next chronologically is what we already discussed here, is the bottom of the 8th. Dalton Ponce comes to the mound. He has a great inning, gets 2 outs, and then Mason Maxwell's at the plate. Foul tip goes right into Brandon's glove.
Absolutely crazy. And again, I mean, just going back into that, like literally, like I maybe moved forward a half step. Like it was right to me. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like and yeah, it was just such a back to being there in that space. It was just such a fun place to be, because not only can the foul balls come there, but even outside of that, I'm so glad we were there, because the cast was coming by on and off. We were able to see a bunch of visitors, players incognito there.
It just felt like just a cool moment for us. Like, obviously the most important thing was the party animals winning the championship, right? But like for us who we started this thing just kind of on a whim, not knowing if it was going to do well or not. And we've put in a lot of work, and it's been an exhausting few months. And for this to kind of feel like the culmination of a season's worth of work, and not just work of like making stuff, but of relationships that we've built. And that has taken a lot of effort, and it's taken us out of our comfort zone and like reaching out to people, and kudos to the Banana Ball team for just being so kind and welcoming and excited about what we're doing, which we weren't expecting. And it just felt like a culmination of that, where like we were just talking to people all night. Like we knew so many people, cool. And like people would just come up to us and just like, oh, let's talk to Brett Loftus. Oh, let's talk to, just some visitors players that are incognito. Let's talk to Garrett Lambert that's walking around, and just Ant, who kind of gave us, that was a cool moment. We talked to Ant, one of the Bananas, who is the first person we interviewed. He's a cast member, so he reached out to us and was like, hey, if you ever want to have me on. And so we had him as our first interview. We didn't know that we were going to do interviews that early on, but we just did, and it was cool to talk to him. And he saw our media passes, and he's like, hey, that's so cool. And we just got to thank him for being, because of him, we're kind of in this position, because he reached out to us, and it blew up so much faster than we were expecting. And so for all of that to happen, and then for Brandon to catch that ball, and for Biko to recognize him right away, because we were literally just with them a few hours before that, talking to them, and then it's just crazy to have Brandon wearing his shirt that had our thing on there, and it's just kind of just perfect. And for all of you guys that were watching it that reached out to us, was really cool too, of we're getting so many Instagram messages. Yes, and
thank you so much.
Just thank you guys for watching all of the stuff that we're doing, for caring about the sport enough to watch two guys talk about it. It's just been really, really cool. So thank you.
Yeah, we really, really appreciate it. And yeah, that was so much fun. Just looking at the comments coming in, looking at the messages, and really appreciate every single one of you for reaching out. And Shoe 44, wish I had the talent or the time or grind that you guys have. First time listening to the podcast. Great work. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate that. And yeah, we're just getting started, and we're excited to have the off season where players are more available and we're able to do more of these interviews. And then next year we're going to get right back on the game breakdowns, and it's going to be really exciting because for those who don't know our backstory, we went to opening night this year in Mesa and Sloan Park. And it was that night that we kind of decided, okay, let's try it. Let's do this thing. And so we started to prepare some stuff. Within a week or two, we had filmed episode 1 talking about our experience at opening night. We then waited until March because our initial plan was to do monthly breakdowns. And so we filmed our February breakdown of all of the games. It came out, and the Banana Ball team commented on the first couple videos, and a bunch of other people commented. And so we're like, okay, I think should we do this weekly? And so then we jumped over to weekly. Then Ant, one of the Bananas, reached out and was like, hey, I'd love to have interviews. And we're like, well, we want to do that at some point. I don't know if we're ready, but should we go for this? And so then shout out to him getting us our start. Also just a couple other things along the way. Chase Acuff was the first player to follow us on social media. He followed us on Twitter within before our podcast even came out. Yeah. We had created the Banana Breakdown podcast social media.
Yeah, I just started posting memes on there, and stopped doing that. But yeah, it's just he followed us, and we're like, okay, I guess people think this is cool, and we're just gonna keep going. So yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. Anne Marie, I have no reference point of Banana Ball without this podcast since I became a fan in May, but I personally feel like it elevates the experience. That's thank you for sharing. That is so cool to hear and to see, and that's what we hope. We're hoping we're just Banana Ball is an amazing thing, and we're hoping we're elevating it, that we're adding something there. And also I don't remember all of your names, but shout out to all of the fans that came up to us in Grayson Stadium. That was like a top tier moment for us when out of the blue someone comes over and like, you guys are the podcast guys, right? And like start a conversation, took a couple pictures, like top tier moment that it matters enough to you guys that you came up and talked to us. And so shout out to everyone that came there. We really, really appreciate the time and effort that you guys put into that.
Yeah, seriously. We really appreciate all you guys. Well, what else do we want to talk about? We're kind of running long here.
If there's anything else that you guys want us to talk about from the playoffs, looking forward to next year, throw it in the chat. We'd be happy to go for a couple more minutes longer if there's something. But yeah, we are just so incredibly grateful right now for everyone here and for you
You're
guys.
gonna start crying.
No, but it's been a long season and we appreciate it. And again, that being at Grayson Stadium, talking to everyone there was just, like Sammy said, a culminating moment. And one of my favorite things was Biko's call and then Josh's call when Josh goes on and talks about he and Sammy have been doing this since the first game, and the fact they get the fan caught foul ball is like a perfect ending, so poetic. Like I think that they just summed it up perfectly, and so that was really awesome.
That's what we felt too. Liz, I believe you were the one that gave us the suggestion, but we didn't end up buying anything. We just got the free food. We both ate 2 cheeseburgers. I drink a lot of Coke. Yeah, so that's not nothing super exciting, but yeah. When you don't sleep forever, it's like I don't want to. And the cheeseburger probably wasn't the best choice either, but it's like I don't want to hurt my stomach too bad.
Yeah, so we just got some of the free food. So if anybody that doesn't know, Grayson Stadium has free food included with everybody that's there. And so yeah, it was pretty cool to see that the way that they did that, and it was actually really good. So we were able to eat some of the free food, and yeah, we were just kind of running really fast trying to. We just finished the interviews and we're just like, we just want to rest and sit down for a little bit. We tried to do the live. So we didn't have a lot of time to do all that, but it was super cool to see all of that. And then Celtics fan, we want to talk about the party plaza. So we were able to go out there for a little bit, and it was pretty cool seeing all the Party Animals players out there. And then they kind of came back inside pretty fast. And after looking at social media, I think we know why. They came out to the party plaza, which was really cool, hung out with the fans, signed autographs, and then they went back into their locker room and did the celebration stuff. So pretty cool to see all of that.
Yeah, we actually weren't in the party plaza for too long. The band was great. Party Down did a great job, but we were making some content and we just wanted to sit down, honestly. We had been standing for so long, and so we were sitting in the stadium. It was kind of cool too, just like sitting there for a while everyone just left, and we're just sitting in Grayson, just kind of like thinking about everything that's happened this year. It's just really cool.
And then while we were sitting there, I was trying to take advantage of the moment and like respond to some comments and then clip up the video to throw it on Instagram really fast, which was kind of fun.
Will you be showing the interview with Jesse? So it wasn't a full interview. Brendan was able to get some footage of him coming and talking to us. And so he was so busy, and like, I'm so grateful that he came up and talked to us. Like, that great on him for doing that. But it wasn't a full interview. Hopefully one day we'll get him on and have a full interview with him. But it was just like a quick conversation that we had. But we're going to try to put all of that footage together in some sort of video. So yeah, we'll have that there.
So it'll either be as its own small clip on here, or it will be in a larger video. We're working through the footage right now. And again, for those who weren't on earlier, shout out to Brendan Norton, who's working on a documentary and helped us out with the filming, which was really, really helpful. So thank you. Emily, where do you see the Banana Breakdown podcast next year from this time? I honestly don't know and couldn't guess, other than from a number of subscribers or viewers side. I don't know, but from an output perspective, we're going to keep doing weekly breakdowns, weekly interviews, whatever you guys need. So if you guys have anything that you want to see on the podcast in the future as we go into the end right now, and then as we come into next season, like, we can make this whatever we want. And so whatever you guys want to see.
We appreciate the community that we've built here. And so whatever you guys want to see, we'll try to do our best to do that, whatever types of videos or interviews or whatever like that. So
Liz, were you guys standing for the whole game?
Yeah.
Yes. So we were standing from 1 o'clock when we got there for the interviews until the interviews ended, probably 3:30 or 4. And then we went over to the benches and sat down for a bit. And then whenever the gates opened at whatever it was, like 4:30 or 5, we ended up getting up because we wanted to make sure that our seats were standing room only. So if there was people who were going to take the benches, we let them take it. So we ended up standing from 5 o'clock until the game ended. So just standing in that same position with the glove on, ready to go, and it worked out.
And then we went to the airport after straight there. We went straight. We did not get a hotel. We went straight. I will never do this again. It was so worth it, but gosh, it was crazy. So we went. Game ended. We got some stuff out. Talked to some more people. Got to talk to some more people at the end. Got a picture with Chad and Miko and Josh, which was cool. And then we got in the Uber, and the Uber driver was like, taking you to the airport. Are there flights this late? And we're like, well, our flight doesn't actually board until 5. And she's like, is the airport open? Like, is this gonna? Yes, we checked. It's open 24 hours. We'll be fine. We're just gonna go there. And so she dropped us off. She was really nice, but like she was
nervous for us.
Yeah, she was nervous. And so yes, we went straight to the airport. And I was planning on watching the BYU game, the football game, BYU versus Arizona, which had this rain delay, which was perfect for me because then by the time I was able to watch it, it was only halftime. And so I got to watch the second half in the airport. I was just going to watch it on my phone, but they were showing it on a TV in the airport. And so I watched the whole game, and Brandon he does not care about football at all. And so I'm watching it. I'm the only one in this airport in Savannah that cares at all. And I'm like trying to not like be really into it or whatever. There was one time I threw my hat on the ground.
I wish I got that on video, but I did not. I have one video of Sammy like so intently like watching the screen. So maybe we'll throw that footage out there somewhere. We'll see.
This empty airport.
And there was a random TV. It was literally a TV on like a TV stand, like a moving, rolling TV stand, and it happened to have the game on. We literally walked in, and Sammy was like, "That's the BYU game." So it was pretty funny.
They want to see it.
Yeah, I don't think we have it. It's not on the laptop at the moment.
Yeah.
Molly, how long have y'all been streaming? So tonight, just a little over an hour. And if you're asking for long term, we've been doing this podcast since March of this year, and we've done a couple live streams throughout, but we've started to transition to doing a weekly live stream. So as of right now, we're looking at Wednesday night next week being our next live stream, and we're trying to lock down a schedule for the rest of the off season. So we'll share that with you guys as soon as we have it. But super exciting.
And so then we finished that game, and then we tried to sleep. So the airport's open 24 hours, but TSA doesn't open till 3:30. So we are there. We get there around midnight, right? And then we finish up the game. And so Brandon got super energized because he caught the foul ball. I got super energized because this game went to double overtime. And so I'm like, can't even fall asleep if I tried at this point, even though it's been literally, we pulled an all-nighter almost.
2 nights in a row, basically.
Yeah, 2 nights in a row. And so finally we're able to sleep for like an hour and a half in the main terminal. And then we wake up to go through TSA, and then we sleep for another hour and a half after that, like at our gate. Those were the most comfortable chairs of the weekend, was through the gate in Savannah, through the TSA in Savannah, the chairs by 100%. The gate. By gate 2, I think they're all the same chairs, but we slept like a rock. Like both of us were just out immediately in those chairs. Slept for an hour and a half, and and then
sorry, Zach,
Liz, that's a great question. How old are you guys? How much are your bodies hurting? It hurts pretty bad right now.
Yes. I'm 27.
Yeah, 26. So like we can do it, like
It was
But-
the only way that it would work with like getting flights there and back in the cheapest way possible and all of that. But we've talked about it again, and like we would love to make it out to another tour championship in the future, to other games, but we got to go a little slower the next couple times.
Probably. So we get back. We have a super long layover in Dallas because our flight got delayed. I was so frustrated.
It was
by that.
already like a 3-hour window between the flights, and then it extended to like 4 or 4.5. So
we got a pulled pork sandwich in the airport.
Yeah, the pulled pork sandwich was great. Texas barbecue, perfect.
Yep, and then we got home, and then had to work today. So
straight from work over to here to do this live stream.
Subscribe so that we don't have to keep going back to our day jobs, and we can. I'm just kidding. So that we did that so that we didn't have to miss any work, and so also so we didn't have to pay for a hotel. But I think it's just we should. Yeah.
So we'll probably get a hotel next time and let ourselves sleep a little bit. But really appreciate everyone being on the live stream today. Our next live stream is going to be next Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern time. We're excited to do more of these. We're really excited for all of you being here. And we're going to have a lot more breakdowns coming. We filmed a ton of interviews that are going to be coming on this channel. And then we'll also post them, some of them across other social media. So we appreciate everyone here. And before we go, I do have another question here. The Thomas. Brandon, will you be trying for foul ball number 2? Yes, 100%.
It's a glove and a dream.
Just a glove and a dream. It's very unlikely that it will happen. And Grayson Stadium is probably the best place for it, where you go to like Angel Stadium, there's 40,000 fans, like very unlikely. I will bring my glove to every game and I will try. But yeah, most likely that was a once in a lifetime thing. It will never happen again, but I will give it my best to get a second one. It's so much fun to see. And again, bring your glove to a game when you get the chance. It's so cool.
Eli, I will rant about BYU's win. No, we're probably hopefully we'll have an interview. So I don't want to, whoever we interview will just, probably won't want to hear that.
Wait, what?
Really?
No. Okay, that would be cool. I think that the thing is that I think it could easily be Zach Phillips though. His foul caught was pretty cool.
Or the tailgater
kid.
Yeah, I think that one's gonna win.
There's some good competition.
The kid that won it for the tailgaters, their first ever win. I think that's got to be the one.
I think
Brandon.
No, I think so too. Just because of the impact to the game, where mine impacted a little bit, where it helped the Party Animals win, but they were already up 3-0. They ended up winning 4-0, so there was already 2 outs. But then the Tailgaters won. He caught the ball to end the game to make the Tailgaters win their first ever win. So yeah, probably going to be that kid if we had to put our finger on it. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And Liz. Oh yeah, maybe. Hopefully you'll be a nominee. That would be great to be a nominee. But yeah, I think that overall, if I was voting, I'd probably vote for the Tailgaters kid.
No offense, but I would too. But anyway,
I appreciate you guys' support.
Thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. Banana Ball's the best show in sports. You guys are the best fans in sports. Just awesome stuff. So thank you guys so much.
This might be the only time in my life I say it, but go Party Animals!
Go Party Animals. Champions. Let's go.
Champions in the first ever tour championship. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.